I don't. Oh, there it is. Found it. Thought it was lost. Welcome to the Two-Way Street Coffee House. My name is John. There will be a test, so remember that name. We are hybrid again tonight. We have a camera mounted in the box up on the ceiling that looks at the stage. So maybe you might be in the camera, but maybe you won't be. So, well, yeah. We are a listening room, so when the performers are performing or when I'm talking, we are listening. I always say, I being the MC, you get one polite, and then I bring out the hook. So we're, again, an all-volunteer staff. Been that way since this started 51 years ago. Let me see. Tonight we've got Randy behind the soundboard there, and Ron, who I think is double duty, there he is, taking money. And we've got Jennifer, and we've got Donna, and my name is, yay! There's a lady who calls me Bob, and so I started calling her Bob, and I figured I would break her of the habit, but she hasn't so far. Just to let you know, we are a fair trade music venue, which means we support the Traveling Musicians Union Local 1000. Basically what that means is we pay union scale, minimum. There are some nights when only 2 people show up, we are still going to make scale. So tonight we have Sean Miller in the coffee house. But before that, I'm now the head volunteer recruiter. On your tables, there are forms here to sign up as a volunteer. You can pour coffee, you can take money at the door, you can help with whatever help we need doing. Just your name, your email, and your phone number. You'll give those to Miss Jennifer, and she will be happy to get you on the signup.com. So there's also a flyer on the table. Gives you a little more in-depth on this guy right here. Sean and I met, what was it, 3 years ago? The last farm. We're right. We were sitting next to each other and striked up a conversation, and the next thing you know, I gave him a business card, and here we are. So with all of that, are you ready to play, sir? Right, well then take it away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. This is great. This is a great turnout. This is my first time ever playing outside of Michigan, so very exciting. Yeah. And tomorrow I'll be in Indianapolis for the Indie Folk Series, so good little weekend. But yeah, this song is called When You Woke. We were holding hands with underage beer cans, just 17, the world at our feet. We were going steady, but our hearts were heavy in a rusty Cavalier from Michigan, where never going back again. And we were driving away. You fell asleep, I kept on through. When you woke, I heard you say, I love you. A kiss on my cheek, and we just kept on driving across that borderline. We're not just trying, but you run away from all those Detroit dreams. We hit that turnpike with smoking memories. And now I'm back home, and you're still in the city. You can't tell me that it didn't mean nothing. That kiss, the way you looked at me when We were driving away. You fell asleep, I kept on through. When you woke, I heard you say, I love you. Time stands still and it still does. Every time I think of us. Time stands still and it still does. Oh, every time I think of us. When we were driving away, you fell asleep, I kept on through. And when you woke, I heard you say, I love you. Thank you. So how's everyone doing? Good? Happy Friday. It's the weekend. Well, I'm going to play a lot of originals tonight. I'll play only a few covers, and I do have some CDs and whatnot over there, and a lot of the songs I'll be playing tonight are on that CD, as well as some new ones I've written over the last few years, including this next one. It's called This Blue Couch, which is, while I finish tuning this, a song I wrote a few years back over the pandemic while I really wanted to get back to this and just playing music and seeing the people and making new friends and playing my songs. So that's exactly what this song is about. This blue couch has been my home for a year now, and this old house sits so cold. But I'm told the heat will kick on any day now, just like the world. And I can't wait for that day when we can all sing together and say, how have you been? And how are the kids? Now how the hell did you get so thin? Well, how's your dad? Well, me ain't that bad. Just waiting and going back to what we had. Now this old guitar can only stay in tune for so long. It's buried holes, but still holds witness to all of these songs I wrote for you. And I can't wait for that day when we can all sing together and say, how have you been? And how are the kids? Now how'd you get so thin? Or how's your dad? Well, me ain't that bad. Just waiting and going back to what we had. I've been sitting here alone, me, myself, and my phone. This black mirror can't help but see clearer. So when can I go? 'Cause I can't wait for that day when we can all sing together and say, how have you been? And how are the kids? Now I get something. Well, how's your dad? Well, me ain't that bad. Just waiting and going back to what we had. Just waiting and go back to what we had. Thank you. I don't get this kind of response back home. You guys are too nice down here. I'll have to make my way back. I'll do the first cover of the evening. This is by another singer-songwriter who I got to meet through actually my job. I used to be an art and entertainment reporter up in Petoskey, and I met this fellow by the name of John Craigie. And then through a little festival that I actually get to help throw on the side, Blissfest, I got to meet him and have a good conversation with him behind, I think it was our second stage one night, and asked him if I could play his song. And he said, sure. This is called Gone by John Craigie. Well, I'm driving through Nevada just as fast as I can, fresh from the Lake Tahoe, with the nugget wrapped in a set list. And I'm headed south to Boise with campfire in my hair. I've been losing all of my inhibition somewhere out here. They say I live the life romantic, it got a penny to my name. I could come here, live with nothing, and be happy just the same. Well, these people, they climb the pulpit, they try to convince me to stay, but I don't stick around long enough to hear what they have to say. And you know that I'm gone, gone like shadows on your lawn, gone like cold wind blowing strong, strong. I go back there like a sun, and I'm always there. Well, these people ain't got much, but they sing and clap along, and in the end, that's all the folk singer could ever want. Well, some of their bosses are saying so, and some of them ain't. But from Austin to Missoula, I'll just do whatever it takes. And this preacher digs my music, but he's worried about my soul. Says if I don't die playing guitar, he reckons that I won't die at all. So I play on this thing more often than I breathe. You can't kill me, Miss Song, and you can't kill me, and you know that I'm gone. Like shadows on your lawn, like cold wind blowing strong, strong. I go back there like a sun, and I'm always there. Well, this wide-eyed local finds me, throws me to the ground. He says I look just like Jesus, without the blood, without the crown. And he's begging me for salvation. I just give him a me good dose, just enough to get him going to the next folk show. And I've been dreaming of the woman, and that simply lets me want her with the lips as red as Moab and as wet as Goliath. And she holds me in her arms, treats me like a prayer, says I won't let you die if you first promise to live. And you know that I'm gone, gone like shadows on your lawn. Ooh, like cold wind blowing strong, strong. I go back there like a sun, and I'm always there. Thank you. Anyone a fan of Tyler Childers? Yeah, we got one. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. No, Tyler Childers is a Kentucky singer-songwriter, kind of country blues, and this is one of his tunes called Feathered Indians, which is a personal favorite of mine. Well, my buckle makes impressions on the inside of her thigh. There are little feathered Indians where we toss them through the night. If I know she was religious, and I wouldn't have came stone to the house of such an angel, too messed up to get back home. Looking over West Virginia, smoking spirits on the roof. She asked, ain't anybody told you that them things are bad for you? Well, I've seen many folks have warned me, there's been several people try, but up until now there ain't been nothing that I couldn't leave behind. So hold me close, my dear, sing your whispering song softly in my ear, and I will sing along. Honey, tell me that your love runs true, that I can always count on you. Be there when the bullets fly, I'd run across the river just to hold you tonight. Hold you tonight. Well, my heart is sweating bullets from the circles it has raised. It's like a little feathered Indian calling out the clouds for rain. And I go running through the thicket, and I go careless through the thorns, just to hold her for a minute, though it'll leave me wanting more. So hold me close, my dear, sing your whispering song softly in my ear, and I will sing along. Honey, tell me how your love runs true, that I can always count on you. Be there when the bullets fly, I'd run across the river just to hold you tonight. Oh, hold you tonight. Is anyone here familiar with the Wheatland Music Festival? Got a few? All right, Wheatland. So when the world went virtual in 2020 and all the festivals shut down, Wheatland does this really cool thing called Wheat Songs, which I believe traditionally, correct me if I'm wrong, is done over the weekend of Wheatland. You get a song assignment, and if you can apply to this program, and if you're chosen, you get a song assignment, and you then perform it on Sunday, I believe. But because it was virtual, I think they gave us an extra day or two. But I got to play Wheatland virtually in 2020. I was one of the few songwriters chosen, and my topic was Huckleberry Fan. I actually just put this song out a few weeks ago on Spotify and everything, and yeah, Huckleberry Fan. Well, you could keep on drinking, 'cause I'm up and leaving. I'm hitting up the river again. The Grand Old Mississippi, don't you dare come and find me. I'm living like Huckleberry Fan. Living like Huckleberry Fan. And I'ma take my money and buy myself some freedom and start living in sin. Because the good Lord knows the path that I chose, so I better start paddling. I better start paddling. So, oh, here I go, looking for some freedom. Oh, 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 yeah. I'm on the dead man's tracks. I ain't a looking back and I ain't down for the count. Just gotta steal to survive for just another night, and the rain is pouring down. The rain is pouring down. Just gotta get up north, away from the war. My head is starting to pound, because I crashed my boat trying to stay afloat. Well, I hope that I don't drown. I hope that I don't drown. So, oh, here I go, looking for some freedom. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. Thank you. So a few weeks back, I got to do a really cool show. There's this little island out in the middle of the Straits of Mackinac called the Mackinac Island, up in northern Michigan. And there's this group of guys I went to high school with called the Michigan Rattlers. Do a little shout out to them. They, right before COVID, were making it really big. They opened for Bob Seger, actually, at DTE, which is now Pine Knob again, over in Clarkston, Metro Detroit area. And I think they're actually at Americana Fest right now. And I know they are. They have a Jam in the Van showcase. But this is one of their songs. It's called Sweet Diane. Oh, forgot to even say the show. I got to open for them on Mackinac Island as part of their music series there, and that was such a fun time, and kind of like a little high school reunion. But it's called Sweet Diane. This is their song. Sweet Diane, where you wanna go tonight? I haven't left the house all day. Well, how about I take you out tonight? Well, if you ain't got no money, that's okay. 'Cause I'll buy you all the beer you wanna drink, and I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. gotta call me by my name. You don't want to, just open up the door, we'll hit the road. Well, I know you've been lonely for a while. Yeah, well, ever since your husband went away. No one ever plans for things like that. No, not until you're laying flowers on a grave. And so I'll buy you all the beer you want to drink, and I'll take you anywhere you want to go. Yeah, well, you ain't gotta call me by my name. You don't want to, just open up the door, we'll hit the road. We'll hit the road. Yeah, we'll hit the road. We'll hit the road. Yeah, we'll hit the road. It's nearly closing time at the Mustang Lounge, and I think I saw you smile once tonight. And it ain't ever gonna feel the same like when that sun shines, yet it still rains. So I'll buy you all the beer you wanna drink, and I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. Yeah, well, you ain't gotta call me by my name. You don't want to, just open up the door, we'll hit the road. Yeah, just open up the door, we'll hit the road. Thank you. So as surprising as this may sound, this isn't the actual typical guitar that I usually use. I have a much, I guess I'll say cheaper, Martin Road Series DRS-1 that's usually my go-to. So I'm a little out of my comfort zone playing this Gibson, but I do love it. And actually, a good friend of mine sold it to me up north. His name is Kevin Johnson. He's also another great singer-songwriter from the tip of the Mint area. So forgive me if I'm tuning, but anyways. The song is about whiskey. I'm also in a duo called The Real Ingredients, and it's more or less this setup, but also I have a saxophone player with me. One of my best friends in the world, his name's Traven Michaels, and yeah, he sings and plays saxophone and does some percussion and stuff. But this is a song I wrote for the duo. It's about drinking a little bit of whiskey. About this time you'll find me at the local dive, drinking just one more before I hit off the drive. On to the next bar, I swear it ain't far. Well, it's only a mile or two before I'm sitting next to you, singing, hey, what you drinking? Well, can you give me a glass? Another shot of whiskey will knock me on my all of my time hopping from town to town, I never stop drinking, they just bring me another round. And it's not that I don't like it, because they're letting me into you. Well, you're the best dang girl in the state of Michigan. I'm singing, ma'am, how do you do? I'm singing, hey, what you drinking? Well, can you give me a glass? Another shot of whiskey will knock me on my head. Now we trade all of our stories and a secret or two. Well, ma'am, if I'm honest, I'm falling for you. And after all of my time on this earth, I still don't know what love means. Well, darling, I'm hoping that you can show me. That's why I'm singing, hey, what you drinking? Well, can you give me a glass? Another shot of whiskey will knock me on my. And now we end up going steady for a couple of years. Well, then all of a sudden you gave into the fear. And you didn't want to talk, no, you didn't want to say goodbye. Well, when the going got tough, you gave up. Didn't try, that's why I'm singing, hey, what you drinking? Well, can you give me a glass? Another shot of whiskey will knock me on my, yeah, that's why I'm singing, hey, what you drinking? Well, can you give me a glass? Another shot of whiskey will knock me on my. Thank you. We'll slow it down now just for a few. Song is called Canned Peaches and is on the CD that I put out in 2020, right before the world shut down. So it's kind of weird, actually. I had a whole tour set up around Lake Michigan, and then I never got to play any of it. So a lot of these songs I wrote like 8 years ago, and I'm finally now getting to play live. So thank you for the opportunity to do that. Finally, yep, I knew it. All right, Canned Peaches. Summer days and breeze blows by. You're at house with a crooked drive. We'll take a cup from the drawer and finish it up, and there's not much more. Old cans lie in the walls. Your fingerprints are covered up from fall. We'll take two, maybe three. One for you and two for me. Oh, it all ends eventually. The flowers, the honeybees, no more peaches for next year. Remember what you got while it's here. Out the window's an old sandbox filled with kids and their dirty socks. But only a warm oven is on the mind, baking yet another pie. eventually the flowers, the honeybees, no more beaches for next year. Remember what you got while it's here, while it's here. It will never be the same. Memories fade like pictures in a frame. And when we're left picking up the pieces, we'll always remember you. You can't be changed. So keep it slow just for one more. This is an old Leonard Cohen tune I'm going to play next that I really enjoy. The first time I heard it, at least play it in the way that I play it, another singer-songwriter of mine by the name of Gregory Alan Isakov was covering it, and I just thought it was so beautiful. But this is called Chelsea Hotel No. 2, which also a little fun fact, supposedly written about Janis Joplin. At least that's what I was told. I remember you well from that Chelsea hotel. You were talking so brave and so sweet, for giving me it on the unmade bed, while the limousines wait in the streets. Oh, and those were the reasons, and that was New York. We just running from the money in the flesh. That was called love for the workers, and song probably still is for those of them left. Oh, but you got away, oh, didn't you, babe? Just turn your back on the crowd. You got away, never once heard you say, I need you, I don't need you, well, I need you, I don't need you, and all that jiving around. And I remember you well from the Chelsea Hotel. You were famous, your heart was a legend. You told me again you preferred handsome men, but for me you'd make an exception. Oh, and clenching your fists for the ones like us who are oppressed by figures of beauty. You fixed yourself, said, oh, never mind, we are ugly, at least we have the music. Oh, but you got away, oh, didn't you, babe? Just turn your back on the crowd. You got away, never once heard you say, I need you, I don't need you, Well, I need you. I don't need you. And all that jiving around. And I don't mean to confess, but I loved you the best. I can't keep track of each fallen robin. And I remember you well from the Chelsea Hotel. And that's all. I don't even think of you often. So I mentioned my good friend Laura earlier, or I think I did. But no, I mentioned Kevin Johnson. I will now introduce Laura Fulford. And anyways, so Kevin and I started this group a few years back, right before COVID started again. And we're called the Tip of the Mitt Songwriters. And for those going to Folk Alliance, we have a showcase room at Farm coming up here in October, so we'll be back down here. And yeah, part of that group is another great singer-songwriter. Her name is Laura Fulford, who's from the northern Michigan area, about Indian River, Sheboygan area, who has the voice of an angel. And I kid you not, when we recorded this song in the studio, she came in and did one take, and the producer said, all right, that's good enough. And then she did a second one that was even better. But anyways, this is on a little duet I wrote called Phone Call Smiles, just a little love song. See, it's been so long, I swear. I wrote this song like 8 years ago, and I totally just blanked on the words. So if you'll forgive me. Like a virgin door riding, already had me before I knew anything began. It's so hard pushing the feelings back, like a runner on a track. You're winning the race to my heart, and even though we're miles apart, we're probably on a plane somewhere, but I don't care. We had late night phone call smiles. You've been lighting up my world, and all the while I think inside my paper heart you true. The truth is now I want you. Your favorite color is the same as mine. It's blue like the water and the sky. And moving forward, I'm scared of what to do. 'Cause in my phone I'll always have you, and our late night phone call smiles. And you've been lighting up my world, and all the while I think inside my paper heart you true. The truth is now I want you, and our late night phone call smiles. You've been lighting up my world, and all the while think inside my paper heart you true. The truth is now I want you. You're probably on a plane somewhere, but I don't care. Thank you. Well, I got time for about one more, and we'll take a little break. How's that? Everyone still doing okay? Awesome. We'll bring the tempo up for this last one a little bit. As I mentioned, I'm a little familiar with the Blissfest Music Festival. For those that don't know, it is a festival up north in the Cross Village, kind of northern Harbor Springs area in northern lower Michigan, the Mitt. So it's about up here. And a few years back, when I was an art and entertainment reporter, I got to go for the very first time, take a bunch of pictures, and I said, screw this. The next year I was a volunteer and took photos for the festival instead of work, and quickly really fell in love with the festival, and I'm now wrapping up my first term as a board member, and I'm happy to say we finally got back to in-person festivals this last summer, and it was give it up for live music. And it was great. We had lots of bands that we had on retainer from 2020 still, and it was just a great time. But anyways, long story short, this song is about the first time I got to play Blissfest, not the first time I got to go, but the first time I got to play it, and it's called Oh Red Star. Oh, red star shining over the field where the people lay. They spent their days over the hills listening to each other play. It was the first year where memories were born, and they were clapping along, listening to John Craigie, and St. Bernard, to all of their songs. What can a boy do when they listen to you too? They know every word. Well, it wasn't real or just a blissful dream. It is all a blur when you don't know where you're going. You don't know where to start. When you don't feel like these notes belong, and they sure do when they're singing along. Oh, red star shining over the field where the people lay, over the hill. I told you, it's been a few years. When you don't know where you're going, you don't know where to start. When you don't feel like these notes belong, but they sure do when they're singing along. Inspired to inspire. and reach on higher. Even if you're tired, you gotta fight for what you desire. For what's right and true, there's so much work to do. What's right and the best that we can. Sometimes even I need a helping hand. When you don't know where you're going, you don't know where it starts. When you don't feel like these notes belong, they sure do when they're singing along. When you don't know where you're going, you don't know where it starts. When you don't feel like these notes belong, they sure do when they're singing along. When you don't know where you're going, you don't know where it starts. When you don't feel like these notes belong, they sure do when they're singing along. They sure do when they're singing along. They sure do when they're singing along. All right, thanks so much.
Hey, Bob. You know, pretty soon I'm going to get a complex. Especially when the lady who calls me Bob is not here tonight.
Oh.
So, anyway. Well, yeah, you can joke all you want, but I answer to many different things. And, you know, Bob's not totally a bad thing to answer to. Okay. Yeah. So, anyway, we're going to take a short break. But before I break, I have to remind everybody, tomorrow night at Acoustic Renaissance Concerts in Hinsdale, the famous Jonas Friddle Trio. And if you're looking for a familiar face, Randy, poke your head up. That's Randy's series down at Acoustic Ren, and that's always a great show down there. So. Right. Yeah. Jonas actually played here maybe a month ago, thereabouts. 3 months. No, it's not 3 months. Is it really? You can tell I'm getting older. Time really flies. So anyway, we'll take a short break. Washrooms, go out the door and hang a left. And we'll be back soon. back? I guess we're back. I mentioned before the break about Jonas Friddle, and that's part of the whole year's program at Acoustic Renaissance. There are flyers out on the rack. You can see who's coming. They are once a month, and they always bring in some really good-looking stuff, some really good performers, and so you can check them out. If you have any questions, you ask tonight's sound man, who tomorrow is the man. Next Friday, we have another Michigan duo, Annie and Rod Capps, and they will be here the usual 7:30 starting at 8 o'clock. And I always remember one quote from Annie. Annie is real involved in farm. She is the person in charge of farm again this year. But she always says that she married Rod because of his fingers. Now, if you've ever seen Rod play, you'd know what that means. But for those who have never seen Rod, he plays the guitar like a wild guy. Tomorrow there's a sing-around in this room from 2 to 4. You can sing along, you can bring an instrument and play along, or you can just sit in the back of the room and enjoy. 2 to 4, and that's tomorrow in this room. We've got people booked through the end of the year and into next year already, and it turns out this is a popular place to play. Joel Simpson and Miss Jennifer Ashley over there are the co-directors, and they are the ones who bring all these fine performers to our stage. They also play out as Ashley and Simpson. I used to just say Ashley Simpson, and then they'd yell at me. It's Ashley and Simpson. Of course, Jen got top billing there. So anyway, without all of that, have I forgotten anything? Anybody got something to add? Okay, with that, take it away.
Small town paper, coffee in the early morning. You are dancing in the fields. Your life is just starting, flying to the coast, leaving it behind you. And I hope from time to time you're still reminded of that time. The sun was creeping in through the trees. Our bodies glowed and the room was dim. We were dancing in between those sheets, but I know you were never thinking of me. You were thinking of a different time. Didn't even know why you were feeling alone. Oh, I couldn't make this house a home. Couldn't make this house a home. We were walking to that brewery down on Howard. You had your arm around me. I've never been this forward. We were drinking to remember and forget all those places that we haven't been to yet. And both of us were drunk, and we didn't care. We still hopped in that car, shifted into gear, and we were driving. Your hand was on my knee, but I know you were never thinking of me. You were thinking of a different time. Didn't even know why you were feeling alone. Oh, Oh, I couldn't make this house a home. Couldn't make this house a home. But now you're gone, and I'm sitting by myself with all of these memories sitting on my shelf. Like that painting that you finished last spring, when the oil met that canvas, when you're really thinking of me. Know you thinking of a different time. You didn't even know why you were feeling alone. Oh, I couldn't make this house a home. 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 Thank you. So what's there to do tonight in Downers Grove? What's going on after this? Is there any more live music? Okay. Oktoberfest? Okay. Yeah, I just went, what was it called? Emmett's? Is that what it's called? Emmett's? Yeah, I went to Emmett's right before this. They had a pretty good selection. All right. By request. This is the title track off my CD that I brought with me, and it's called Everywhere I Roam. Drunken nights and drunken days, either way it's all the same. More purple skies and golden grains all across these Midwest states. And all the girls are pretty too, from Madison to Kalamazoo. Well, you know me, I'm just passing through, making my bread to eat it too. Everywhere I roam, all across these Midwest roads, you know it's all the same. I can call it all my home. Driving past Valentine's Creek, you know it's been at least a week. Speaking of that ghost town blues, all these graves have been weathered smooth. When fall comes trees of fire, winter's cold and the heart's desire. These dark days of spring, they don't mean a dang thing to me, to me. Oh. Everywhere I roam, all across these Midwest roads, you know it's all the same. I can call it all my home. Everywhere I roam, all drove across these Midwest roads. You know it's hard to say. I can call it all my home. I can call it all my home. Thank you. Playing an old blues tune now. It's about a season that is coming to an end here. Summer. And the song is called Summertime. Oh, summertime, and living is easy. Them old fish are jumping, the cotton is high. Your pappy's rich, and mama's good looking. So hush, little darling, don't you cry. Oh, summertime. Oh, summertime. One of these mornings, you'll rise up singing. And spread out your wings into the sky. But until that day, honey, hush up your crying. 'Cause your daddy and your mommy, honey, they're standing by. Oh, summertime. Oh, summertime. Summertime, and living is easy. Them old catfish are jumping, honey, cotton is high. Your pappy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little darling, honey, don't you cry. Oh, summertime. Oh, summertime. So I mentioned my good friend Laura Fulford earlier, and back in May, her, Kevin Johnson, myself, and another fantastic singer-songwriter, Eliza Thorpe, got to do this tour through the UP. It was a 4-day tour. Went up to Marquette and all the way up into the horn of the UP, into Hancock, back to Marquette, well, actually Negaunee, which is basically Marquette. And then we did have one Lower Peninsula date in Mackinac at Bearded Mac Brewery. But this next song is one that I co-wrote with Laura Fulford, and it's a good favorite of mine. It's called The T-Shirt Song. It's about when your girl steals your T-shirts or your sweatshirts, and you never get them back. Anyways. She can't decide what to wear. The machine goes through the closet of her ex. That one T-shirt, well, it has a tear in the seam, so she just moves on to the next. Well, that one's got a couple of stains, and that one's too stretched out, but she'll find one without a doubt. That one over there, the one that says Nirvana, well, she doesn't listen to that band, but she knows it looks good on her. She never has to go to the mall again. Just keeps stealing T-shirts from all these different men. Rainbow color and a selection of size. Still looking for the one that fits just right. She can't decide what to wear. She goes through the closets of her ex. That one T-shirt, well, it has a tear in the seam, and so she just moves on to the next. It's getting colder, and those leaves, they're falling down. But good thing she's got that sweatshirt with the name of the town she's never been to, because it's way up north. But when she puts it on, she can still feel the warmth of that broken heart. Oh, and a kiss, no, not that band, but that's another T-shirt that she missed. She never has to go to them all again. Just keep stealing T-shirts from all these different men. Rainbow color and a selection of size. Still looking for the one that fits just right. Still looking for the one that fits just right. By a trip and a show that I saw in Portland, Oregon, just before COVID in 2019. I actually got to see my favorite artist, Gregory Allen. I mentioned him earlier, but he playing with the Portland Symphony Orchestra, and I was just starting to really try and to figure out who I am as an artist and all that stuff. And part of that process was writing this song as well as some of the other ones you've heard tonight, and we'll see if I remember it all. Walking for miles and it's cold in the rain. With holes in my shoes, the clouds they knew to cover up the star, so I don't get very far. 'Cause I'm making my way to you, making my way to you. Crows they flew through the scraps from those down south. The boys fly east in the gardens and curse with their amounts of anguish and turmoil. The silent phone call, but the silver-haired flapper girl don't represent them all. Don't represent them all. Yeah. Big river splits the tent city looking up to the sky. Now I'm asking myself, why am I making my way back to the promised land? Won't get there driving the roadways marked on my hand, marked on my hand. Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on. Thanks so much. Well, I thought we were good at being cool. I thought we learned how to live with like men, drinking beer on the back porch, smoking blues one after another, calling out to the pretty babies, dancing down under them street lights, praying for whatever God would give. Oh honey, don't let me be alone again at night. It's much sweet love this town, but it always had a way, bringing us right back down. It's much sweet love this town, but it always had a way, bringing us right back down. Well, I had my eye on a pretty girl. Once in a while she was looking back at me. She'd come and go like a CTA. And every time I had her, well, I thought she'd stay. Lost her daddy when she was young. I'd be close, but in the morning she'd be gone. She told me I reminded her of him. Bet she tells them all the boys that same damn thing. So much sweet love this town, but it always had a way, bringing us right back down. There's much sweet love this town, but it always had a way, bringing us right back down. Yeah, well, you go your way and I'll go mine. Head down the coast in the summer, Midwestern boys out on our own, headed for a life of treasure. 200 ill running through my veins, thoughts in this room running through my brain. Heading now when the morning comes, brother, it's been a good run. Well, them late night talks probably saved our lives, looking up at that Illinois sky. Oh, that Illinois sky. Do a little love song now. Another love song. So another huge artist I'm a fan of, or artist I'm a huge fan of, is Donovan Woods, who's a kind of pop folk singer-songwriter out of Sarnia, which is close to Detroit, though I think now he's in Toronto. And during COVID, when I was trying to write all of these songs, a few of them you've heard tonight so far, but this was one of the first that kind of broke my writer's block. I had really bad writer's block for most of 2020. And it's thanks to Donovan Woods, because he was doing this Q&A on Instagram, and he actually answered my question. I asked, how do all of your songs somehow resonate with everybody? They're just perfect, at least in my opinion. And he said he gets his ideas a lot from kind of picking apart common phrases, or he'll go into a bookstore and write down titles of books that he thinks is interesting. And this is one of his songs called called Clean Slate. And after this, I'll play the song and tell you what his answer was that I ended up writing. But anyways, it's called Clean Slate. The first time I felt my heart beating faster, praying for the best, no most prayers don't get answered. So I remember the fall and I remember getting back up after. Only a fool pretends like the past don't matter. I'm gonna love you like I've never loved anyone. I'm gonna sing it like a song I ain't never sung. I'm gonna love you like the first time I saw the sunrise. And oh, I'm gonna laugh with you like I don't know the punchline. I'm gonna give you my heart, I'm burdened by all the uncertainty we face. We face. I'm gonna love you with a clean slate. I'll love you with a clean slate. Like we never felt that cold when the sparks stopped. Like we never seen a gold band sitting at a pawn shop. But temptation don't exist and we never felt lonely. Well, I'm not afraid to let you really know me. Gonna love you like I've never loved anyone. Gonna sing it like a song I ain't never sung. I'm gonna love you like the first time I saw the sunrise. No, I'm gonna laugh with you like I don't know the punchline. Gonna give you my heart. I'm burdened by all the uncertainty we face. We face. I'm gonna love you with a clean slate. Love you with a clean slate. Love you with a clean slate. Gonna love you with a clean slate. Thank you. So that was one of the songs that inspired this next one, and as well as his answer, like I said. He had mentioned that he gets a lot of his inspiration from picking apart these phrases like clean slate or dime a dozen, which is the first phrase that came up when I typed in common phrases on Google. And so I took it, and 10 minutes later I had this song. And a few months later, again when the world was really shut down, I was working from home at the time with little to no direction from my boss. I didn't hear from anybody. So I pretty much just collected a paycheck, which was nice, but I don't work that way. I need something to do. So I got bored one day and submitted this song to a bunch of songwriting contests across the country. And in 2021, I was one of the finalists in the Rocky Mountain Songwriting Contest with this song. I got to fly out to Montana and play in Red Lodge, Montana, in their little theater there. And sadly didn't win. But that's okay. I got to go check out Yellowstone, see some buffalo, see the mountains. It was a great time, but this is called Dime a Dozen. Should probably also shout out, I know we're on the live stream, and there's a few people watching from this YouTube channel that also picked up this song, which kind of was a really cool experience, and it happened about the same time I found out about the contest. The YouTube channel is called Michael Palmisano, or Guitargate, and he does these guitar react videos. And he picked this song up, and I've become made a lot of good friends through that, and through the internet. And I think there's a few people watching, so hello, Guitargate family. But it's thanks to them and thanks to the contest that this song has kind of gotten out there a little bit. But anyways, this is called Dime a Dozen. She's a dime dozen, like the rose, so she's got a thorn in her side. Daddy's been drinking and Mama's been leaving every other night. Now she's dancing around her room. It's all she knows how to do. To get out of her head and lay in bed while the light shines it through. The window, she's looking out to get away, planning her great escape. Get out of this old town so she can walk on down the aisle one day. She's a dime a dozen, like the rose, she's got a thorn in her side. Her husband's been drinking and daughter daughter's belly than every other night. Always feeling like loose change, thrown in her pocket and put away. She could have it any other way. Oh, she'd say that I'm a diamond dozen, and like the roses I've got a thorn in my side. And I've been thinking of just up and leaving every other night. Every other night. Every other night. Thank you. Is it okay if I bring the energy like way up? Yeah? Alright. I'm warning you. So I mentioned I'm in a band. I'm in a duo called the Real Ingredients, and we mostly have played just northern Michigan. Really, we've been all over the state, but primarily we're in northern Michigan. And this song was inspired by the town I just moved to, Grand Rapids. And there's this little thing called Art Prize. I don't know if anyone's familiar, but basically art just takes over the town, and every building and everything is just filled with art for like a month. And it's kind of crazy. But there was this exhibit in the Grand Rapids Art Museum, and this, I think he was either a writer or a poet, had taken over a full room, like probably 8 times the size of this, and from floor to ceiling was just covered in pages of dictionary, pages out of the dictionary with like just random thoughts written down that he had. And one was syncopated monkey feet. I said, man, that's a song. And so I took it and I wrote it for the band, and it is a little bit lively of a number. We'll slow it back down, but this will be the peak of the evening. So, syncopated monkey feet. Just one from the bunch. I can tell you that life ain't much. Working on that daily grind, paying the rent and buying time. On the run, you need fun. The sun goes down and the night just begun. When the weather's bringing you down, get cruising, head downtown. Cause when you're dancing, feel the beat. I tell you, boy, you gotta syncopate monkey when you're dancing. Feel the beat. I tell you, boy, that you gotta syncopate monkey when you're dancing. Feel the beat. You got syncopated monkey feet. When you slip in all that speed, not the only one with heartbreak feels and all wounds heal eventually. So keep on climbing those trees, reach on high and swing from those vines. It's time for you and just take your time, Will. Well, take your time and dance it. Well, so monkey round, turn up the bass and just groove to the sound. It's okay, don't be scared, just jump into the air when you're dancing. In the beat, I tell you, boy, you gotta syncopate monkey when you're dancing. In the beat, I Well, I think I got time, for one more maybe? Yeah. Do one more for you guys and call it an evening. Thank you so much for coming out. It means the world to me. This is my first time ever performing. Well, besides, I guess, Montana, but like performing, not just one singular song outside of Michigan. So this has been great. My heart is full. Thank you guys for coming out. Live music is back. Thank you for the coffee house, 2-Way Street Coffee House, for doing this. And come back next week for Annie, because she is a good friend of mine and phenomenal. And Rod's fingers are, in fact, impressive. This song to close us out here is a song, as we all know, COVID was not easy on anybody. And the song is kind of about that. I jokingly say it's about substance abuse, but it's not. And when I originally wrote it, it was kind of a sad song. And I'm working on a batch of songs right now that I've been holding on to. The original plan was to put the album out in 2020 and then kind of do a follow-up one, because I had a batch of songs from 2021 or over COVID that I wrote. And then the world just kept shutting down more and more and more. But I'm finally in the studio again, actually with the new producer too. His name is Michael Crittenden, in Grand Rapids at Mackinac Hardware Studios. And when he got a hold of this song, he completely flipped it. And I'm really excited about how it turned out. And it's a really, really cool, positive tune now. And yeah, I'm trying to make a music video for it. These lovely folks might be in it. I conned them into it. It's called It's Gonna Be Okay. Jesus in an old ashtray, but I never made it to another Sunday. In that traded them back for a little weed. Oh, you know it just works a little better for me. So roll it up, come on, take a hit. Yeah, just gotta pass the time and forget the bull. It's alright if you lost your faith. Just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay. I can go on and on about loving her. Oh, she never made her work, it was all a blur. And like a talk and a joke, she packed her things, then headed out west to Colorado Springs. So roll it up, come on, take a hit. Yeah, just gotta pass the time and forget the bull. It's alright if you lost your faith. Just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay now. It's alright if you lost your faith. Just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, just gotta keep moving on, it's gonna be okay. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you.
So the amazing Sean Miller and his pedal board here, You wouldn't believe it unless you walk up and see it for yourself. And yikes. I think the electric bill just went up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Most of this is I used for the band, actually. Surprisingly,
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the good news is the church pays the electric bill, so enjoy. But nobody gets out of the coffee house without an encore, and everybody who's here pretty much knows that. So do you have? You sure know?
Sure.
I wouldn't want to put you on the spot. All right, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Again, this has been great, and yeah, thank you. Yeah, give it up for yourselves. Give it up again for the sound guys, John, and everyone for putting this on. Yeah. This song is called Earthbound, and it's another one that I just finished with Michael in the studio and put out a few months ago. So if you're on streaming services, that's where you can find it. But eventually, it'll be on a CD, hopefully vinyl, we'll see. Let's call it Earthbound. Where you going? A little closer to me. Perched on his branch on that old evergreen. Well, I don't know. Follow where my heart goes, but maybe you can help me see. Flying around so free, 'cause down on the ground, we are earthbound. And can only see what lies ahead, but never the end. Where are you going? That old crow said to me, well, it's a wild, wild world out there, just like the salt in the sea. Well, I don't know. Follow where my heart goes, right into my lover's bed to get some rest. 'Cause down on the ground, we are earthbound. If you only see what lies ahead, but never the end. 'Cause down on the ground, Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Yeah, if anyone's up for a drive, tomorrow I'll be at the